Gemini, this is Blue Heron Tarot. We're going to do a little read for ya. That's good. And, yes, let's do you and your person for the next upcoming week and see how it goes. I do give personal reads. My information's in the description box. Pretty good price. Check it out if you're interested. It's super fun. Wedding. Are you getting married? This situation involves marriage, so you're getting married or somebody's married. What else, Spirit? What else do you have for Gemini and their person besides marriage? I feel like someone was leaving a marriage for you, Gemini, or something like that, or you were leaving a marriage. Playfulness. You're having fun. You're being your usual playful self, recapturing romance, allow your inner youthful spirit to shine. So it's a reminder, but I also feel like your person has to leave their... All right, your person's leaving somebody to be with your cheerful, playful self, Gemini. Oh, yes, I'm thinking that is what is going on. Kind of part 2 here. Repeat part 2. Cut and paste. Because they love you, Gemini. You are their lover. You are childlike. You make them happy. Yes, soulmate kind of stuff. That is what's going on, right? Right? They love you, and you see them as somebody offering you stuff, like offering you not a lot, beginnings of something. Possibilities, beginnings of possibilities for you. For some of you, this is a Earth sign, possibly. Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn, Gemini. All right, we got the Ten of Swords basically in reverse. So this person's kind of maybe avoiding the final blow, right? Or this is the recent past. So maybe your person's been avoiding. Yeah, they're avoiding. They don't want to deceive you. They want to be good for you, but they don't want to end. They're kind of pushing off the ending, right? The final death, the final release from the playpen, or this pin that this unicorn's in, like a unicorn flies, right? And the unicorn's stuck in this little pen. Is that what they're called? They don't want to betray you. And they don't want to be the kind of person that does that, okay? This person's not coming from like a real deceptive place. They just want to free themselves. They love you, right? And that's just the way it is. Yeah, and so you see them ending, that you do see them leaving this marriage or leaving this person. You actually know, I think, for those who are watching this, I think you're aware that this is happening right now. It's the end of that. And yeah, they're offering you love, okay? They're looking towards you. They're offering you love. They're being very romantic towards you right now, okay? So if you're in contact with your person, they're being romantic towards you. They're leaving their person, but maybe they're not totally released, right? Or maybe they are right now. Like maybe the deception's over. For some of you, they told their person, their other person, the third party, I guess. I mean, the other person, right? Because technically, you're the third party, right? If they're married. Yeah, so what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? That means that they are, like, they've told their person that they're with you, Gemini, or they're not going to be with them anymore. Okay, so the deceit's over. It's the end of that. It's the end of the third party. It's the end of sneaking around. You've been waiting in the past to start something new with them, to really build a life with them. And now they're starting to like really be able to be romantic with you and start giving you love and be more open with you and express their love to you. There's a little more freedom in that for them at this point. Okay, they see you as the Empress. They see you as the one that they want to be with, the one that receives their love. Okay, you want to build a life with them as well, and you see them as somebody that you can build a life with, Gemini. You know, in the recent past, you might have been, you know, holding back. You know, using your sheer will of like holding back because you guys obviously have feelings for each other, but you're holding back from building something. They definitely see you as somebody who is holding complete within yourself. Very light. This is a very again, mature Gemini. Very mature, very stable. You really do see them now as somebody you can build a life with in a mature way now, really put down some heavy, stronger foundations. And man, they just see you as Gemini, Empress and High Priestess. They see you as mysterious, but like divine consciousness and divine like energy, right? And then also a great creator and creative and nurturer and able to receive what life has to offer and then receive the love that they have to offer you. And they're just crazy about you. And you're not juggling anymore. You don't feel like they're juggling you. I feel like this is like in the present moment, and maybe this is in the future a little bit, or this has already happened in the past, but definitely right here, Gemini, you guys are like, they have freed themselves, or they told their other person that this is no longer a thing, and now they're able to do this with you. And yeah, it feels good. There's no more juggling, and you're able to really express your love for each other. Yeah, and your person is super happy in the future when they think of you. Just happiness. You are their happiness, hands down. Man, these cards trip me out. I think that this is the King of Pentacles. So you see them as somebody you can really build with now. You know, someone who you guys can build, get married or build, get a house, cohabitate, build a cabin in the woods with, whatever it is that you're into, house on the beach, or build memories with, just something really, really strong foundation, right? Your person, is done feeling left out in the cold when it comes to you. I think that they are experiencing a little bit of loss from moving on from their person as well. They have a little bit of residual, but the sun that you make them feel, the happiness that you make them feel, it's worth the loss, okay? But they are still in the future, they'll still, have to go through some releasing and grieving and letting go of really their old life, because they're going to build a life with you. So there's just sort of this process. They've been freeing themselves. Now they want to build a life with you. I feel like, Gemini, you're coming from a really playful place, really lighthearted, nothing heavy. You do know that you can build a life with them, but they're coming in very, they're very happy to be with you. They are very romantic. It's just the beginning. They're not like coming in with a really strong, let's be together forever, but you kind of already know. I don't even think you care. Like, they see you as they're looking at you as somebody who isn't worried about it. Put it that way. You're just in your own energy, your own sovereignty. You're enjoying them. You just feel really secure. You feel secure about them. You feel secure about yourself, about life. There's just a lot of stable energy coming from your side. And you also project stability onto this person, which is a part of what's inside of you, all right? Yeah. Yeah. You're really in a lot calmer place, okay? Yeah, you guys are communicating a lot in the future. You definitely are not going to... I see a lot of talking back and forth. For some of you, Gemini, let me just see why. For some of you, you actually... Why would you... Okay, why is the 6 of... It's like saying that you cut them out at some point, so maybe they don't completely leave their person. For some of you, if your person doesn't leave their person, if that didn't happen yet, and they're being romantic with you, it looks like it's happening. It really, really does. But if it hasn't happened, you are not going to allow or like really engage romantic behaviors and a lot of communication. You're just too strong for that. And you're just kind of coming from the highest of the highest place. So if any of that's going on in the future, you are literally cutting it out. And that might be why they feel left out in the cold, because they're really feeling like they're done, you know, with their person, their previous relationship. But maybe they're not. Maybe they're still communicating. Maybe they're still getting over it. And you're basically in this energy of like, if you can't come correct and whole, and you're coming in with the wrong energies, I'm not communicating with you. And so they do see you as like not communicating with them. You know that you can build something with them, but like maybe in the next, you know, near future, like next week or whatever, they're more than happy to talk to you. You make them happy, you know. Even now, they're being very romantic with you. But if it's not coming from the right energy, you know, if they haven't cleared out past things and tied up loose ends and that kind of stuff, you're taking your time. But in a very playful way, no big deal. I do feel like you look at them and say, yeah, I can build with them, but I am not in a hurry. Grieve as you may. I've got the strength and the will and the discernment to know when to keep my cool and keep to myself and keep the energies balanced, because you stay actually in a very calm, sound mind. You just go with the flow in a really good, positive way. All right. There's this card hanging out here. Okay, Knight of Wands. Of course it's the Knight of Wands, right? No more Knight of Wands. Most people don't like the Knight of Wands, but there's a few, I guess, that, I mean, you know what I'm saying. People like the Knight of Wands, but no, most people don't like the Knight of Wands experience. The player. So I'm just going to get a few more energies before I ask maybe what the purpose of this relationship is, Gemini, or not like the destiny. Ooh, you guys really are soulmates. There is this really strong connection between the two of you. Really opens up that heart chakra. It really just makes you feel love. You know, it's not like a story. You know, it's not just a story that your mind is believing in, but you actually, when you're with this person, you actually feel their heart. You feel their soul, right? And they have a lot of desire for you. A lot of desire for you. To the point where it can get a little off balance. I mean, clearly they left a whole life. They left a whole other relationship for you, or they're leaving a whole other relationship for you. So their desire is a little bit like, whoa, you know, it's a lot of desire, Gemini, not just a little bit. Yeah. But it's a blessing. Your togetherness is a blessing. It's a blessing. It came out reverse, but I don't do reverse really all that often. It's just, if it feels right, I'll kind of acknowledge that it wanted to come out that way. But even in reverse, it's like sometimes these blessings don't feel like a blessing, you know, when there's a lot of drama in it, a lot of emotion. But I really do feel like you really are in control in a very positive way, like kind of going with the flow and in a place of allowing what is to be, right? And I just feel like you have all the faith in the world that this is somebody you can build a life with. And at the same time, you're not worried about it. I think you just know on a really deep heart chakra level, you know, that this is real. This is the real deal. So let me do a couple destiny cards for you guys. What's the purpose of this relationship? What's the destiny? What's the possible outcome for Gemini? The Hierophant wants to show up. Yeah, it could be marriage. This could be dedication. The Lovers. Yeah. It's just meant to be a relationship. You have the Lovers. It's just meant to be. Yeah, you're supposed to work together. Maybe get married. It's just karmic. You guys belong together. Work together with spirit. Work together do work together. Yeah, you're just really destined to be together. There's like, I mean, there's clearly some lessons in relationships. I feel like you, Gemini, I almost feel like you learned a lot. Like the person I'm talking to, you've learned a lot of lessons. You've really learned how to be in receptive mode, really going with the flow, really trusting and leading in spirit. And you just called on your soulmate. And your soulmate's kind of learning to free themselves. Like you're kind of like ahead of the spiritual game, so to speak, quote unquote, but everybody has their perfect place, and so there's no ahead really. It's just that you've done this balancing and you've called in your true, the one that's for you. And I feel like you know so much that this person is for you that you can wait. You know, you're like, I've waited this long and it's no big deal. And you know, when you have that inner harmony going on, like I feel like you do, Gemini, it's okay if they take a long time. You know, it's just the outside circumstances don't really shake your center or your core or your feeling of playfulness or your feeling of love or your feeling of inner harmony. So I definitely think I'm talking to a really wise Gemini who's really done a lot of that inner work, okay? And it's really not work because we were already there. It's like it's remembering, right? But whereas, you know, I feel like Gemini that I'm talking to for this read knows what I'm talking about when I'm saying even words. Mess it up. So I'm just going to do a little star seed card for your Gemini. Gemini and their person. Lovely read. All paths lead to home. And that's so funny. I'm like, there is no higher or lower, better or worse. We're all home. We're all the one. Whether we are, even if we're dark beings, right? The dark beings were created and made from the one, right? It's all part of the divine play. It's having faith and trust and just being and accepting. You know, I was just thinking of like this morning, I was like tripping myself out talking about the internet or virtual reality and how much like those filters, I'm kind of tripping out on the filters because I'm, you know, getting out there, have 2 kids and, you know, I look pretty youthful for my age, but those filters make me look like I'm in college. And I was like, wow, if we all can look like that just on these virtual cameras and we all are in COVID and we're stuck inside and we don't intermingle with each other, maybe it just, you know, everybody looks beautiful. Everybody looks perfect, right? It kind of throws off the perfect thing, the perfect looking thing. It turns it into sort of like more plastic, like more like an object. And so then maybe it would compel us to look at what's inside of that, the spirit inside of that object, right? If all the objects look shiny and perfect. And yeah, I'm going on a tangent with this. So anyway, so that was one thing. And then just how sucked in we can end up getting, like if we're just stuck inside and we're on our phones or we're doing video games or we're playing doing all these virtual, you know, watching movies, virtual things, and just sitting here, it's almost like we are divine consciousness watching the play in the virtual devices that we created, right? And so what if we're no different than that, and that our true self is watching through our body? It's one way of looking at it, and our body is this virtual game, you know? And it's kind of like a sad thing to think of it, but to have purpose and meaning and connection and love is like part of the virtual game, you know? And if you could just step back and see what's really going on, you can enjoy it no matter what happens. Because when we play our virtual games on computers, you know, it's you know, we're not emotionally like invested, but we get a little bit, and the more we can get into it, the more fun the game is in some levels. But then if you get too into it and you forget it's just a game, well, then that's not fun, right? So there's my 2 cents for the day, Gemini. Thanks for sitting through that. Anyway, this is a lovely read. All paths lead to home, and you are coming home. You already are a home, Gemini. I really feel like that with you, and you're just calling in things that reflect love back to you. All right. So lovely, Gemini. I hope you have a lovely week, and thank you so much for watching. And take